Hi, Governor. I was also going to ask about Prop 36, but I think my colleagues have covered it for today, so I'll ask you about something else. Um,
Good.
there's been, a lot as the presidential campaign enters its final stages. There's been a lot of discussion about former President Trump's plan to deport a lot of people who are in the country illegally. I wonder, what impact do you think, if he's elected again, what impact do you think that would have on California's economy, and on our state specifically?
Well, no state has more to lose or more to gain um, in this election in November. If Donald Trump is successful with mass deportation, no state will be more impacted from a fiscal perspective and economic perspective. The number of mixed status families in the state, second to none. Again, we're a state with 27% of the population foreign born, majority minority state. And we have larger number of dreamers and TPS holders and others, and the impacts from valley to valley, Silicon Valley to Central Valley would be outsized. The chilling effect it would have would be outsized. We're the tentpole of the American economy. It's the largest economy in the United States of America, not just the largest state. The innovation that has inspired the world that comes out of the state, and a lot of it supported by immigrants and inspired by immigrants, not a lot, significant amount. All of that would be significantly impacted. So it's a next level concern. And of course, what you saw last night was, just the rank racism that was on display last night at that rally, and things that were said that just cannot be allowed to be normalized and accepted. It's just disgraceful. The childishness of Donald Trump and the nicknames aside, it's a remarkable moment in American history, and so keeping our eye on that, and that's the election that matters more in more ways on more days will matter more to Californians than any other. So I hope people continue to take very seriously that threat. And your question is going to be a question top of mind, God forbid, if he's the next president, for not just the 40 million Americans that live in California, but for hundreds of millions of Americans that will wonder what the hell happened to their country if indeed we go back to mass deportation camps.
And just to follow up on that quickly, you said, it would impact valley to valley. I think there's been a lot of coverage of how, and I'm not sure if this is exactly what you were referring to with that, but farming industries could be impacted by a big reduction in the undocumented workforce. Can you be more specific about what you mean when you talk about the impact in Silicon Valley, or are there other industries in California that would also, be impacted in ways that maybe people aren't thinking about or talking about as much?
The construction industry, look at the healthcare industry, look at the hospitality industry. Come on, I mean, the restaurant industry, not just agricultural industry. The chilling effect it would have is our ability to recruit the best and the brightest from around the rest of the world. One of the great successes of California, great successes of America, is our ability to get first round draft choices from around the rest of the world because of our open environment around inclusivity and people feeling like they could be seen and heard. I mean, it's the spirit of Ronald Reagan, that wonderful speech he gave, his last speech at the White House, the torch of Lady Liberty, and the vibrancy of newcomers, and how you can move to France, but you can't become French. But in America, we stand for something above and beyond. It's extraordinary how far we've fallen in that respect. Reagan understood that because he was from California. He understood the dream was attached to that. There's two dreams: the American dream and the California dream, and it's predicated on that. And so I do see the life force, as he said, of newcomers as being critical to the success of this great state in our nation. And I think there'll be a chilling effect across industries. I highlighted one of the dominant industries, the most vibrant industries, which is what separates the game played here versus anywhere else in this country, and the contributions that immigrants have played in terms of our innovative economy and our entrepreneurial economy, and how it's impacted Silicon Valley. And so that's, again, that's just one frame, but I think across the spectrum, the chilling effect would be outsized. And again, if you have to take my word for it, take a look at the 270 proposals that Donald Trump himself have identified with in that Project 2025 proposal, that blueprint that he's identified with, and consider the fact that 75% of the authors of Project 2025 worked for the Trump administration in one way, shape, or form, and consider the details that are laid out in that plan when you consider the larger issue around mixed status families and immigration, and what this could do to impact the state of California, our nation, impact our economy, and our moral standing around the rest of the world.